Allegations of systemic racism at the center of a new lawsuit against a township in New Jersey, its police department, and a former mayor. That criminal complaint filed by the state of New Jersey alleges Clark Township and police department leaders regularly instructed officers to keep black people out of Clark. And the state attorney general says Clark leaders put policies in place with that goal in mind. New Jersey reporter Tony Yates live this evening in Clark with details on these disturbing allegations. Tony?
Yes, Sandra, we reached out to the current mayor of Clark, Angel Albanese. The township clerk said that the mayor would have no comment about the attorney general's complaint, which is asking for, among other things, continued oversight of not only the township, but of the police department as well.
The investigation into discrimination in Clark Township has been ongoing for years now. The Union County Prosecutor's Office assumed control over the police department back in 2020 after a whistleblower's recordings documented racist remarks by former Mayor Salvatore Bonaccorso and police leaders at the time, and numerous complaints were filed by the public against police. Attorney General Matt Platkin and the Division on Civil Rights says Clark officials systematically discriminated against and harassed black and other non-white drivers, and that those efforts were led and encouraged by Mayor Bonaccourso and Police Chief Pedro Matos. The investigation reveals Bonaccourso instructed officers to, quote, keep black people out of Clark. For example, by focusing more patrols and traffic stops on roadways coming from neighboring towns that have higher minority populations, and using the excuse of smelling marijuana as a reason to stop and search black and Hispanic drivers. The officers involved, including Chief Pedro Matos, are still suspended with pay. Mayor Bonaccourso stepped down in January of 2025 after facing both corruption and discrimination charges. The state's complaint has been filed in New Jersey Superior Court, the Attorney General saying the motion seeks to stop harassment in the township. It calls for continued monitoring of township leaders and the police department, and seeks damages for all of the people who were victimized.
He tried to do the right thing every step of the way here, and every step of the way it was just obstacle after obstacle. His pension was withheld for years. Shows that all of his hard work and everything he went through was actually for a purpose.
Now, that attorney was referring to the whistleblower who first let the state know what was happening here in the police department. Late this afternoon, Clark's PBA released a statement blasting the attorney general's decision, saying in part their members were outraged by the backdoor comments made by leaders of their department years ago, that they have committed to fair and transparent policing during this change in oversight, that the officers themselves made the cultural shift not because of lawsuits, but because it was the right thing to do. For now, we're live here in Clark, New Jersey. Tony Yates, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
They tell us racism doesn't exist, but they still do this type of stuff. They tell us to respect the police, but they never give us a reason to respect them. They tell you to comply with their orders, but they gonna screw up your life anyways. These niggas don't care. This man instructed his officers to keep black people out of Clark. Black people probably didn't want to be there to begin with. And if you have a problem with the black people that are there, give them the money to move. If you have such a problem with black and brown people. And it's unfortunate because, you know, this is the oldest trick in the book. They pull you over and then they claim that they smell marijuana when there is no marijuana present in the vehicle, and they use that as probable cause to pull you out of your car and search your entire vehicle. And I don't know these type of officers that work in this specific town, but they might be the type to plant crack on you. We don't know.
There was a time when only minorities really knew about that. I'm not gonna say white people didn't believe us, but you were a little skeptical. You were a little skeptical. I mean, I don't blame you. And then Newsweek printed it, he knew it was true. And then the Newsweek wife was like, oh my God. Honey, did you see this? Apparently the police have been beating up Negroes like hotcakes. It's in the May issue. I mean, really, how could you know, though? How could anyone else know? You know. I mean, maybe you should have seen something a little suspicious. Don't you think it was like a little suspicious? It's a little suspicious. Every dead black person the police find has crack sprinkled on them. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Who gets shot and sprinkles crack on themselves? Nobody would do that. Bam!
And what irritates me the most about these particular situations is that the main people that are doing the racist acts, they always get to step down from their position and gracefully retire with full benefits 99.99% of the time. And it's like after you've already fucked over black and brown people for several years over the course of your entire career, you just get to gracefully retire like nothing ever happened, and it just gets swept under the rug. Now, of course, you're gonna get somebody in the comments that completely tries to deny that these situations ever happened, and they're gonna say racism doesn't exist. Well, I just reported on a story about a month and a half ago about black people, black gun owners in Chicago that were pulled over by the police, and they were charged with felonies even though they had valid concealed carry licenses. Take a look at this.
I played by the book. I did things the right way.
And it didn't matter. Even though Lewis handed officers his valid CCL, when they couldn't find it in the state's computer, they did this. He was charged with 2 felonies. After months in and out of court, prosecutors who initially signed off on the false charges eventually determined Lewis's CCL was valid, so they dropped them. This was little consolation to Lewis.
No matter how much you follow a system of which they create, they can still deem you wrong.
And even when you show these people all the proof, they still gonna write it off like it doesn't exist. The one thing you can't do is you can't rewrite history.
Sal Bonaccourso, the longtime mayor of Clark Township in Union County, New Jersey, is not taking our calls, responding to our text messages or emails.
I deeply apologize for my hurtful and insensitive language.
But online, Bonaccourso is engaged in full-on damage control following the release of recordings in which he is heard repeatedly using the N-word and other derogatory terms to describe black people.
It was wrong. I'm embarrassed and ashamed to have spoken that way about a race of people.
Cap.
Bonaccourso goes on to claim in his posted apology video that he's allegedly learned and changed.
Cap.
Adding something like "this will not happen again."
Cap.
But it is important to note Bonaccourso reportedly denied making those racist comments when confronted by the investigative reporters who obtained the recordings. Additionally, this is not the first time Bonaccourso has been video recorded publicly making offensive remarks about black people. 2 years ago, he addressed a crowd filled with black people during a George Floyd demonstration that he's, quote, pro-black for all the good black people. The Reverend Al Sharpton weighing in Wednesday.
I think that anytime someone that is holding office can be directly lined up with this kind of bigotry, the citizens have a right to call for him to be recalled or to step aside because they did not have the knowledge of these kind of feelings when he was elected.
I don't advocate any kind of hate.
But there's a lot of talk that sounds very much like it.
No, I think that the guilt complex of the American white man is so profound until when you begin to analyze the real condition of the black man in America, instead of the American white man eliminating the causes that create that condition, he tries to cover it up by accusing his accusers of teaching hate. But actually, they're just exposing him for being responsible for what exists.